All right, and we're back with listener letters. I hope by now you guys have figured out the new email address, so that way you can write in and hopefully get picked.
I got to put this out here first. I fully got dressed first, and I know y'all see us matching, right? And before y'all think, look at Devale dressing like Khadeen. Nope. I put this together first. I was ready first.
And he was ready first.
Blow.
So the funny thing is, right, I'm like, oh, now that I'm trying to get dressed for the podcast since we're doing it new, I was like, let me just start running out some stuff in my closet, that didn't fit me before, that fit now. Okay.
Oh, it's fitting.
It's fitting. So when I saw him dressed this morning, I said, let me start at the top of the closet and work my way this way. And this was one of the third or fourth outfits that I saw. And I was like, she fits and she matches. So yeah, I did. Yes. I matched your fly today.
I inspire her.
You did. You inspire me every day.
Yeah, you inspired me too with that outfit.
I'm sure.
I'm going to show you that inspiration later.
I'm
Trust
sure.
me.
Back to the task at hand. Hey, Khadeen Devale.
That's always the task at hand.
True.
Don't get it.
This is just ancillary shit we're doing here. Hey, Khadeen Devale, love the practical adulting and relationship episodes the most, and I have no dating life or experience by choice to bring up anyway. I've been going through some monumental changes in the last few years and have some incoming financial comfort. I still live in my childhood home with a sibling and their child since our parents' passing. As soon as they can handle the property, I'd like to live alone in my late 20s in New York City before a man and family enter the picture.
Smart.
I have no idea where to start, and there seems to be some shock or confusion from our extended family about us or me doing so in the near future. My credit is good, already invest and have a profitable side hustle / skill. Okay. I make good money for a single young woman and very little expenses or vices. This is sounding good.
Tribble eyes perked up. What you looking for?
I know. A wife. My imminent financial situation may allow me to become a homeowner in my own right, but not sure the landlord life is for me, seeing how bad tenants can be, and that responsibility is what I want a break from. Any advice would be appreciated. The roommate thing is off the table, and staying home is no longer comfortable for me. I'm ready to see who I am without family in the next room, up the block, and around the corner.
I understand her on this. I have very quick advice, right? I would say right now the interest rates are extremely high and everything is high. So it's about to be a seller's market. I would save as much money as you can in the next upcoming months and buy a property as opposed to renting. Because all you're going to do when you rent is give your money to fund someone else's dream. Mm-hmm. Hopefully over the past couple of years you've saved so that you can put a down payment, 10% on something, a condo. In New York, getting a condo in New York is going to cost you upwards of $800,000. Mm-hmm. So you figure 10% of that means you have to have $80,000 in the bank. And if you don't have that, I wouldn't move to New York. Now, if you want to rent in New York, a nice apartment anywhere in New York is going to cost you over $4,000 a month, which
and that's like a one bedroom.
About $48,000 a year. So think about your choices before you make them. Living in New York is one of the most expensive places to live. It's New York and California. So those are just some things you have to think about. But I would definitely go to buy something before I rent if you don't want to have the responsibility of paying someone else's bills.
Right.
But I do understand that being a landlord is troubling. That's why we chose not to be a landlord in New York.
Absolutely.
Being a landlord in New York, one of the hardest places to be a landlord because once someone gets there and they don't pay rent, it's going to take you 6 months to a year to move out. And if people start to squat on your land, it takes them even longer to get out.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't do no properties in New York right now. Mm-hmm. That's just my take.
Right. I mean, if you were going to purchase something in New York, I would say then you live in it and not get it as like an investment property where you're doing rentals. But it seems like you have your head on pretty straight, boo. Like you got your ducks in a row, and a lot of times you got to kind of wait till the right move, like not just jumping into something because you feel like you're starting to get a little uncomfortable. But I think you have everything set up.
She said something that you said before.
What's that?
She said that she wants to live on her own without a man or kids before she gets married.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Khadeen and I both say if there was one thing we could do differently just by choice to learn ourselves, it would be before we moved in together, she would live on her own and I would live on my own just so that we could see what that feels like.
What it felt like,
Because we've never had that as adults.
But I think us trying to be adult in our thinking and trying to be wise at the time, financially, it didn't make sense.
At all.
if we're together, we want to be together.
Facts.
It's like, why would I go get an apartment and then you get an apartment just for the sake of saying that we have our own apartments to essentially probably stay in either majority of the time? It just didn't make sense. It's like, why not just pool our resources together and live in one place and pay one rent? You know, so that was what we did. But yeah, in hindsight, we're like, it would have just been nice to have a little bit of that. You know, here's my place. You can come by. I'll give you a key. Maybe.
Maybe.
You know,
you said maybe?
Maybe.
I wouldn't need a key.
You might have get the door code.
I wouldn't need a key. Trust me. I'm like Tribble. I'd find the code and I'd be in your bed before you get there.
You're gonna go
naked too. You gonna walk in there like, Devale. Like, what's up? How you got here? Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
I'm on the 54th floor.
I'm happy.
I got strong arms.
I'm happy you're here. Good to see you.
Where you at, Khadeen? Where you at? That's how I would be.
You absolutely would be like that. I know that. So
hold on, you girl.
Listen, ain't nothing would change pretty much. So good luck to you in your future endeavors. It seems like you got your head on straight, as my grandmother would say. All right. So
if you'd like to be featured as one of our listener letters, email us at theellisadvice. That's Theellisadvice@gmail.com.